You need to be able to satisfy 4 criteria in order to invoke that ideology of personal responsibility. So here they are. Here are the 4 criteria. Number 1, you have to have knowledge. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to know when you're not doing it, what the consequences of that are. We are kept from that knowledge by the food industry. Number 2, you have to have access. Well, if you go into the middle of the United States and go to virtually any grocery store or any convenience store, you can't find healthy food. All you find is ultra-processed food because that's what will sit on a shelf. The 10-year-old Twinkie. Okay? So if you don't have access, how can you exercise personal responsibility? Number 3, affordability. You have to be able to afford your choice, and society has to be able to afford your choice. Well, what if you can't afford your choice because that's not what's on food stamps? And what if society can't afford your choice because Medicare is going to be broke by the year 2026 because of all the chronic metabolic disease? And finally, number 4, externalities. In other words, how does your consumption, how does your abuse hurt me? So for tobacco, secondhand smoke. For alcohol, drunk driving. Okay? What's the secondhand smoke of your sugar consumption?
Well,
the answer is the death of Medicare and the fact that you can't even access a physician. If you go to the emergency room, you can't even get in because of all the people on gurneys, getting their TPA for their heart attack. And you can't even get into the dialysis unit because of all the diabetic nephropathy and the people basically being kept alive on dialysis because their kidneys are shot because of their diabetes, which the sugar caused. So that's the externalities. So all 4 criteria that have to be met aren't met. So how do you invoke personal responsibility in that venue? Well, you don't. This is a public health problem. This is not a personal responsibility problem.
wow.
But until people recognize that, and until politicians recognize that, and we start passing legislation to assist the public, like we did with cigarettes, I don't see any good coming of this. This is what I mean by you got to fix the food.